What's good, brethren? You know, man, I was thinking about the times we in, desperation, and females during this time, SHTF. And, Isaiah 4:1, and basically, when adversity comes, women are going to become more desperate, and they're going to want to, link in with a man that they look at as strong and can help them survive. See, Isaiah 4, I'll say the process of Isaiah 3 going into 4, you're going to have a lot of stuff happening, a lot of goodies that the woman is used to being removed from her. So that's going to we know that women's nature, which has been exposed by the red pill kind of movement for years, and the brothers doing different videos, and now you got a few women creating quote red pill videos. But anyways, the female nature has been exposed. Her hypergamous, prostitute, whorish, adulteress, killing babies, murderous nature and dysfunction is, it's out there for the world to see. Whether it's chicks twerking or chicks being found out that they cheating on a man and still have an arrogant, bold attitude towards. So what? You wasn't doing this. You wasn't doing that. You wasn't hitting it right. He got more money than you, or he got this. The bold, brazen, approach of these females, man. Like, depending on what culture you're in the patriarchal culture, women have fear that they will get killed because of adultery. And I think that female nature primarily is what it is. Excuse me, it's kind of late here. I'm kind of tired, but I gotta wake up. Excuse me. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, so I feel compelled to make this video though. But women in certain cultures, man, I don't know if y'all can hear the thunder in the background. They know they're gonna get killed. If they be an adulteress, they'll get killed. So they be like, you know what? There's capital. See, her cheating on a man is a capital offense. That's why in the scriptures, women, adultery, they got killed for adultery, bro. You understand me? And the man who, let's say, well, how it goes is that, let's say a woman was forced, like she was married, but she was forced to have sex with a dude, and she cried out, help me, then that dude would be killed. But if she didn't cry out and she was liking it, then both of them be killed. But the point is, blood got to be shed because you stealing. I was thinking about this too a few days ago. I said, when you think about it, a man that's laying with another man's wife, she is his property. You understand me? Like, women are, they pretty much financially objectify themselves. You understand me? Like, so if you like today's messed up culture, they want you to do what? Buy them a bag or take them out to dinner, spend money on them and stuff. Women pretty much know that they always have been property. And the problem here is that you basically, even as prostitutes, what is a prostitute? A woman who get paid money for sexual access. So they are sexually objectifying themselves for money. You know what I mean? So women pretty much know that primarily they gonna, now the other kicker with that is they still give their body away to somebody that they actually desire for free. But in general, women want some money for some sex, unless they like you see. So now when it comes to marriage and prostitution is different. You essentially buying a piece of property, and this is your woman, and if anybody messes with your property, it ain't like she for the streets. It ain't like she just a piece of meat that you just having sex with. As a wife, you pay a dowry or, whatever they call it, you would essentially be owning this piece of property. That is with you. A woman has always been a piece of property. So the problem is that in American society, she, in Western society and liberal societies in general, women do the choosing, and it ain't no order. Like, you know what I mean? You can't really build with a female. Like, say, when you look at the woman, you look at her as earth, land, the garden, and you plant your seed in the garden. She was about time for me to start planting my garden. Actually, I got to clean that mug out. But you plant your garden, and then you know, you get your earth right, you get all the weeds out and stuff like that. But let's say you got virgin soil or a virgin woman. You plant your seeds, your cabbage seeds or lettuce or tomato, whatever, into that virgin land. And with your woman, you plant your seed into your virgin wife. This is not so you can just have her as a sex object only, because women are primarily sex objects, yes. But they just so that you can build your family with virgin land. Like you, same thing, you build your garden. You growing it in virgin land, and the only seed that's planted in there is your fresh organic seeds. You see what I mean? A lot of brothers in this society ain't getting no virgins, you know, and if they are a virgin, a lot of times they are an American version of a virgin, meaning that she done did other stuff, but just not maybe somebody entered into her body, vagina. She done did other stuff, you know what I'm saying? Hand jobs, this and that, you know, blow that. So she done did other stuff a lot of time. And so her chastity and her virginity is not guarded and is not kept in check, under control of her father, because in a free society, liberated and all that stuff, what is a woman liberated? It just means she's liberated to be a hoe. And the men who she choose, the tallest or this or that, more money, muscles, penis size, or fame, fortune, status, whatever stimulates her. She like black dudes, she like white dudes, Arab, Asian, whatever like stimulates her. There's a shiny object in front of her. Well, he got a nice car. It's so many different shiny points, I should say, or shiny objects. See, when your woman is, when the women of when you're in a free, liberated culture like America, right? Women are liberated. What does scripture say? Give not a wicked woman liberty. See, the scriptures say, don't give women liberty to gad abroad, go here and go there. So you don't want to give wicked women, which most women are wicked, liberty to gad abroad, because they primarily good. Man, like I said, like, you know, the game say a woman without no instructions is headed for self-destruction. Well, the scripture is way before, you know, that come, you know, as a derivative of scripture, saying the same thing. Essentially, basically, your women need to be covered up and guided, controlled, and told what to do, and protected from herself, because women don't really make good decisions as we see it here in Western culture. You know, women have complete freedom to do whatever they want. You got bitches walking around in yoga panties. I mean, I ain't never seen, man, it's just, like, I walked in the grocery store the other day. It was like 3 or 4 black bitches with bonnets on, with it's nice and warm now. And these bitches, the walk, I was like, dang, I can't walk around these bitches. Shameless dogs, bitches, man. And they stop right at the entry point where you get your basket, so you can't do anything but notice they butts in yoga shorts and shower caps and shit. Bellies out, like they just got up and it was nice weather. They just got up in the morning and just everybody is just right there. It's like a choke point, and you couldn't go. None of the aisleways was around. It's fucking stupid ass lame, energy vampire ass bitches. And I was like, let me get around these bitches. I was like, can y'all hurry up or something? Like, I was about to say that, but I was like, nah. If I say something, they probably got one of them stupid ass Pookie and Ray Ray, throw my life away ass niggas in the truck or in the car, ready to come take your life for the honor of this stupid looking ass clown bitch. So I was like, damn, man, this is the devil, bro. As soon as I get to this little area, it's like a choke point. You can't, unless one of the aisles is open, And I was like, that one wasn't open. The other two, I believe, was you had, cashiers and stuff. And people going through the line. I'm like, dude, this is some bullshit. This happened right as I'm about to go through it. 3-4 black bitches walk in front of me with their yoga pants on, trying to get attention, shower bonnets and shit. Get your funky ass out of here, man. You're making a whole bunch of fucking noise. This is like a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Liberated bitches had a little bastard baby in a cart and shit. It's like everything I hate that whole dynamic of making a bunch of fucking noise, standing around, so giving eye contact so guys could, but it ain't that you actually like the dude. Is that you giving eye contact? It's kind of like how you know if she actually like you, or is she just trying to do the whole energy vampire thing? You see what I mean? And get a whole bunch of attention from a bunch of men. She knows she looked good with the tight yoga pants on. 3 of them did, but the other one was fat. But the point is, this is what you got, man. This matches up perfectly with this message. You got Shanquisha, bro. The liberated Black American woman is the perfect example of what's wrong with letting women be liberated and free. She is the perfect, absolute example. The most A1 perfect example of what, that's a microphone drop. She is the most A1 perfect specimen of why women should never be liberated. It's double microphone drop. See, so when I'm like, damn, I'm trying to walk around, I'm like, so it was like a good 30 seconds or something, waiting for these bitches to traipse along and a line is building behind me, and we're like all thinking the same thing. Why don't these bitches get out of the damn aisleway so we can get to shopping? We understand you wearing some tight shit and you're a whore and you got a dumbass bonnet on your head. You look like a fucking fool. And then nobody want to say nothing to it because they probably all thinking the same stuff. It's just not worth it. Just let these goddamn animals, these hyenas, just... You know how they just clan of hyenas. Let them just do their stupid thing and then proceed. These retarded idiots, let them do what they do and then proceed down the aisleways. And I avoided them down the aisleway too, man. I'm just trying to get in there and get my supplies, get my food, and get up out of there. And right then, the devil sent these hoes. So, anyways, I hate that, man. I don't like seeing naked bodies of bitches that ain't mine. Yeah, well, for the most part, I don't want to. You know what I mean? Because I ain't hitting that. You know what I mean? This ain't benefiting me. But this is somebody else's woman. But she thrusting her sexuality in front of me. And so that got me to think. I said, man, dang. And that's what I really hate, these adulterous bitches, man. They already got a man. These women, I don't know if they had a man or not. I know they had, based on how they carry themselves in BAW, Black American woman, she don't have one man usually. She have men. She got multiple men, you know what I'm saying? So, but she's the example, man. When you want to see why women should be held in check and controlled, look at the Black American woman. That's all you got to say, bro. Just look at the Black American woman. Do you want your women and your culture and country to look like and act like these bitches? Tattooed, baby murdering, disease spreading whores. So, no, you don't, man. I mean, it look good, sure, but I mean, they said 50%, half of black bitches in America have herpes, bro. Half, bro. Dude, that's heavy, bro. But what other disease, a disease out here too, but that's herpes. That's a cold sore. But down there in her, I done seen some cold sores. Oh, God. Yeah, you see somebody super gross cold sore that's oozing some shit out of there and then, you know what I mean? Like and they say it hurt to the touch too, like, like a cold sore cluster they whole under lip, shit. Yeah, so Yeah, so that's crazy. So I was just thinking about this gross, man. But imagine that stuff down in the private parts, bro. And see what I mean? These women are filthy, bro. These women, 50% of these bitches got, anyways, okay. So these are all the reasons, man, why women should be held in check. So more specific, I'm going to go, because I was reading the scripture, I'm going to go into this real quick. This quick note. But I was thinking about why men, so back to my point. Men have a dowry, and many times the father, sometimes each family would exchange monies and stuff like that, and that has happened. However, the money is, say in a simple terms, a man wants a wife, she's a virgin, ain't been touched, ain't been an American virgin, but a real virgin. And now she's virgin land, and she's been raised to be a wife, submissive, cook, clean, be a real wife, traditional wife, cook, clean, work in and outside the house, obey. She know about rearing children and all that stuff. It's all cooked and built into the ingredients, right? So now he's getting something he could build a life with, and her likelihood of being one of these, Black American women, just a whore, is very, very low because she don't have a high body count. She got 0 bodies. So the likelihood, again, this ain't no guarantee, but the likelihood is that he has more confidence in her because she has taken care of her body and kept that. You think about her, the most important thing that gives women their value primarily is their looks, youth, and chastity. Looks, youth, chastity. Chastity meaning how many men have not had access to your body. You see what I mean? So if she had 5, 10, 20, 500 bodies, then she good for something, but she just good primarily. I ain't saying a woman who got a body count can't be useful to you. You know what I mean? She might have a job, she might cook, clean, she might be feminine, she just flip around. I ain't saying that. She might flip around and say, I just want to be with a man now, She 25, 30, for 35 years old. She's like, I've been out there, but I really like you. And she really actually like you. So you go throw her away even though she got a messed up past. I mean, I wouldn't. Depending on some certain things, but certain, variables and all that. But generally speaking, in Western cultures and free cultures where it's not a patriarchy, where we basically dealing with free, liberated women, you're going to primarily be dealing with a chick that's going to be, and I had a pass and a few bodies and stuff. You see what I mean? If it's 5 or it's 50 or 100. Because that's just the way the American culture is, man. You know what I mean? Her mom done put her up on game. She come from a broken house. You know what I mean? She may or may not have a relationship with her father. Her mom done put her up on game on the hoeing and how to wear certain hoers clothes. So her mom is the main one that pushed her into the game of female sexual liberty and liberation. So, I mean, at 12, 15, by the time she's 18, she might have a couple bodies. Shit, I seen a bitch that was 18 she had like a 10 body count. Like, god damn. But she wouldn't be acting that way if she was, under like a patriarchal construct, under a father that's going to keep her in check and a mother who was in check. But what you got in America, a bunch of single mothers. The single mothers raise their daughters to be hoes and their sons to be homosexuals and simps. So here you go. So that's what I'm saying. Your wife should be a harlot in the city. And it's pretty messed up for a brother who has a patriarchal mind state. But see, what you're living in is a matriarchy, a gynocracy that churns out and just generates high body count prostitutes and simps and tricks that worship these hoes. So it's frustrating living in this kind of society. Women ain't even raised with simple skills. When the last time you seen, even in the wintertime, When the last time you seen a bitch in a dress or a skirt? Me? You would think because it's colder up here in Michigan, you be wearing dresses and skirts here and there, you know. I don't hardly, I might have seen like an Asian bitch with a skirt on, but I don't usually see women. It's either yoga pants or some tight jeans. They don't dress feminine, bro. So, back to my point, when you look at women ain't supposed to be liberated, man. Women are supposed to be earth that is protected and that's virgin land for her husband or the gardener to plant a seed in and raise a family. In an ideal world, an ideal culture. I understand this clearly ain't ideal for families. So that's where the statement, it's not your woman, it's just your turn. You know what I mean? And you got to have that mentality to understand this chick probably just passing through and not to get too emotionally attached to her. Now, the younger she is and the lower her body count, as studies have been done, show that the lower her body count is and the younger she is, the more likely she is to stay in a long-term relationship. Actually, marriage, I think it was. So, but the higher her body count, you know what I mean, the higher education, the least likely she is to be marriage material. So, that being the case, because her land has been soiled by too many dudes. Her land has been seeded by too many dudes. You know what I mean? So, it's kind of difficult. I don't think it's really the right mentality to have in these days and time, believing that your woman going, you know, like you see some of these videos, these dudes crashing out. Well, I would say, I don't think today, you know, in Western society, you should be really having a mentality that this is going to last forever. This is my woman, mine. Because men generally still believe that this is their property. The woman is their property. You see what I mean? And she's supposed to be. But with women that have been seeded by multiple men and had a whole bunch of different sexual, interactions and memories of dudes flying her out to Miami and to Dubai and doing all kind of strange stuff for a piece of money and dudes paying. Think about a decent looking chick in this simp culture, bro. A decent looking chick done got dinner dates, got for free. Dudes buying her stuff for free, giving her money for free. Especially if she look like some dudes just giving her attention for free. Dudes want to have sex with her. These women are overly saturated with male attention and male prizes and stuff and gifts. And she's been dealing with this since her teens. And now she's, say, 21. You know what I mean? She got way more sexual experiences than even a good-looking dude who got money. You know what I mean? He ain't going to have as many sexual experiences. And she going to live a life by the time she's 25, man. Specifically in this culture, she going to have a high number of interactions that life gives her. These shiny objects, these various dudes. She done been with basketball players, football players, rich dudes, broke dudes, in and out of jail, gay thug dudes. She done been here. She done went to Disney World. Some dude paid for that. Miami. Some dude paid for that. Dubai. She went out to Vegas. Some dude paid for that. But she had to do something for that. You understand me? She done had exchange some sex, you know what I mean, or sexual or presence, whatever. So she's selling herself sexually. So now she got 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 bodies. And now she's 25, but, you know what I mean, she done basically lived a whole life. She doesn't have so many experiences without her having to do nothing but show up. You know what I mean? And put some pictures on Instagram or something. Instagram provides her with all kind of opportunities. So she have prostitute problems. A whole bunch of clients, a whole bunch of sexual activity, dudes spending money on her and stuff. She got prostitute problems, and that's why a lot of these women have mental illness like this, because she got hoe problems. And a lot of hoes have strippers and streetwalkers, they got mental illness. And that's why a lot of American women in general, because they liberated whores, they got mental illness like that. Because they operating and doing every single thing that a prostitute do, but trying to masquerade as though they're regular chicks. But the caveat is that your average regular chicks in America is prostitutes. They might not be streetwalkers, but they still prostitutes. They get money for sex, bro. Money for dates. Take me out on a date. You got to at least spend $200 on me on my date. So you're a prostitute. So I'm getting sex, right? No, I'm not a whore. What are you talking about? You're delusional. So I was talking to one dude. He said, "Yeah, I'm in Vegas. You get to pay. You get prostitution is legal, and the women is fine." But I'm thinking like, dang, these American women, your average women, they want you to pay for a date, and you might not even get laid. You better not expect to get laid. I ain't no whore. What do you think about this? She dressed like a whore. She dressed like a whore, looked like a whore, speak like a whore, had whore problems, asking money for her sexual presence like a whore, but she's not a whore. She want to be treated as a regular chick. Delusional, bro. Anyway, okay, man. Let me get to my main point. But yeah, a man always pretty much look at a woman as a piece of property. His woman. This is my woman. That's why you see dudes crashing out and killing a dude that's sleeping with his woman. And that's a natural reaction. Now, scripturally speaking, I mean, if that's his woman, the dude is supposed to be put to death. And her, if it was willing. You see what I mean? If it was, she did it willingly, both of them supposed to be cleansed. So let's go into or not cleansed, but both of them supposed to be removed from this life so that you don't have adultery, spilling over. Because now what you have is just a whole big adultery problem. You got men sleeping with other men's wives and stuff, and girlfriends, you know what I mean? Seeking and pursuing, and then but a lot of women, I done figured out, man, like even on dating sites, if she divorced, I'll be looking at this is even if they put it in there. Like if they contact me, right, or like my photo, and I'll be like, all right, I'm not just going to respond. Because now what I do is I go into each woman that contact me profile and say, all right, is she had kids? I'm like, I don't really like seriously deal with women that got kids. But if she divorced, nope, or separated, those two things, divorced or separated. And this, again, is considering that she even telling you the truth in the first place. But based on what she give you, she divorced or separated, I'm not dealing with those two. Divorce is likely because she ended the relationship. Separated mean the bitch still married. So what the hell are you doing on a dating site, bitch? You see what I mean? But, man. So, now these are the women who tell you that they got a man and stuff. But if a woman really like you, sometimes she'll lie to you. These bitches ain't shit. Or they say, we divorced, but we still just live together. We don't have sex. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Nah, she's still married and they still have sex. If she's still married, that's somebody else's what? Property. And a lot of these women, man, because you live in a liberated society and ain't nothing gonna happen to them. You see what I mean? Ain't no capital punishment for their ass. You see what I mean? That's why they continue to have this easygoing attitude towards cheating on a man and then blame him for her cheating, you see? Because there ain't no shed blood. And I'm not, again, let me make this clear. Make it clear. I'm not saying that men need to do anything to these women, violently or anything like that, because you live in America and you'll go to jail for that stuff. So I'm saying don't do nothing like that. The best thing you could do if you find your woman cheating on you is walk away and don't have any further interaction with her as much as you can. And if you angry at that moment, you see her, you gotta be like, best thing is just calm down, walk away. Don't get into no exchange of words. Walk away, bro. The best thing you could do, man. And don't try to figure it. But then I'm telling you what you should do for your own freedom's sake. But if a man does delete both of them motherfuckers, I'm not, hey, what's wrong with that? But in this Western society, something wrong with it. But, scripturally and stuff, hey, adultery and adulterers be put to death, according to scripture. But again, this is an anti-God society, anti-scripture society. You got the president, this motherfucker made a picture of himself like he was Jesus, he was Messiah, Jesus Christ. So this shit anti-Christ, bro. This shit cooked, anti-God against righteousness. So in this society, if you don't want to get further locked up in this matrix by getting too entangled in your emotions with one of these bitches, best thing to do is just walk away quick. No talks, no conversations, none of this. Because if she has a disrespect to have sex with another man behind your back and she get caught, she want you to be in your emotions. She don't have no respect for you. So she like, I'm going to get this nigga to kill this nigga. And she already got a third, fourth, or fifth dude. You see what I mean? She clearly don't respect you anyway because she got another man inside her. So best thing you do, I ain't saying it's easy. Best thing to do, walk away, bro. Walk away fast. No interactions. Because like if you in that mode, they ain't never happened to me, but I can imagine it's the fury and the jealousy. Because a man is jealous over his property. And the fury and the jealousy that will rise up. You ain't like when you ready to fight, you ain't no talking. Some people talk with their words and agitate. But if I get angry enough to fight, like I ain't never been angry enough to kill, you see what I mean? But I've been angry enough to fight. We're not talking. So people, be blabbering and keep talking. That's the woman, bullshit to agitate the man and keep talking and talking, especially these liberated women. She already disrespected you. Best thing you do is keep your words to yourself, get to another location, and don't have no physical interaction with this bitch. She already disrespected you, so she trying to egg you on to further ruin your life. Now that even goes with domestic violence type of stuff. If she get physically violent with you and shit, in this society, you got to think, man. Like, wait a minute, let me think. Let me get away from this. And even the verbal arguments that try to egg you on, when she's like in your face and in your personal space, or maybe even push you or something. You got to think about it. Yeah, you got the right to push her back, but if you do so in this setup, you see what I mean? These are things you have to think about based on the environment that you're in. Anyways, so my main point is that a man look at a woman as a piece of property primarily, and she is a property. Unless she operating as a prostitute, then she the property of the community. She community property, public woman. And that's how the majority of these women is in America. And even the ones that have a lot of men, you don't know if she deal with a lot of different dudes. Some of the dudes might actually think that they're taking her seriously than she taking him. So they might kill another dude because he think that he is the only one. But she's like, oh no, we just friends. But you see what I mean? When it's real fucked up, man. You gotta be like, yo, do you have a man? No, I don't have no man. All right. When was the last time you had a man? Oh, well, we kind of situation right now. I said, wait, bitch, do you have a man? Yes or no? Check 1A, yes or no. Like, yes or no. Oh, we on a break and we had an argument. So you got a man? No, we ain't got no, all this confusion, gray area shit. You need to know who you dealing with, man, because this woman, you think she ain't got no man. She say, oh, I ain't got no man. So you believe in what she's saying. But she's saying I ain't got no man right now because she just broke up with a nigga. And he thinking maybe she just argued with me and we on a break. And it's been like 3-4 days. And so you see what I mean? But you thinking, oh, okay, she must be single. But she ain't telling you that she got a man and she broke up with him. But he has not broken up with her. You see what I mean? He thinking that, all right, well, she just, we argue from time to time. So he, in his mind, that's still this woman. They just arguing. You see what I mean? And they broke up for a few days, but she always come back kind of thing. So here you thinking, all right, well, she says that she ain't got no man. So, man, this is all what happens, man. You dealing in a hoard out culture. This one chick asked me, why you ask me so many questions? Bitch, because I want to make sure what you say is true. And I'll be asking questions. I ain't trying to get caught up in no love triangle. And next thing you know, some nigga come out of nowhere angry with me because I'm up here with you. But I'm like, damn, bitch, you said you ain't had no man. But at that point, you see, that's what I'm saying. Is he going to listen to your point of view? See what I mean? Will she flip and say, oh, I did tell you how to man, I did tell you that. But bitch, no, you didn't. See what I mean? You dealing with hoes, man, and you liberated bitches. These are the type of decisions and questions you have to ask for your own self-preservation. This is why when men in patriarchies, the proper order, men would just get a virgin. This is my woman, or maybe she was a concubine, but this is still my woman. She had the past, but now today, at this point forward, she is given an oath that she gonna be just my woman and not cheat on me. But primarily, a man want a virgin, but because there ain't no thought. Now everybody know, okay, this is his woman. And then everybody know, okay, if you mess with his woman, you're going to die. And she going to die. Everybody know what it is. But in this culture of America, it's clearly not like it's clearly not like that, bro. Like, it's this shit through, bro. You got a bunch of single mothers and cat ladies and dog ladies and chick with multiple kids with multiple different dudes and mixed house, a Brady Bunch mixed household. Man, ain't nothing but straight up confusion, bro. So you gotta detach from this shit, man. Like, mentally detach from caring about these bitches. And you gotta go for your own self-preservation, man. But men primarily look at a woman as his property. So I was reading, it says, it was in Proverbs 6. It says, by means of a whorish woman, a thought, a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. So if you're dealing with some of these chicks, man, they get you set up, robbed, you brought to a piece of bread, man. You go over there thinking she ain't got no man, and either she's setting you up or she's setting you up. Like, for example, she's setting you up purposely, or she set you up, and then you thinking that she's single and she thinking that she's single, but the dude still got the key, and he's like, yo, who's this nigga? Who's the nigga? And you like, whoa, hold on, bro. Oh, yeah. And he ain't trying to hear that, cuz. I ain't trying to hear that. Or she's setting you up, me for the okie doke, and you thinking, oh, yeah, I'm just going to go over here and chill with this chick. But she's setting you up, like, purposefully and get you robbed. So you become prey. You see what I mean? So you can go both ways, man. But, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. These women set men up, and she takes souls, man. Get dudes. A lot of men dead because of these hoes. Can a man take fire in his bosom and his clothes be not burned? Can one go up on hot coals and his feet be not burned? So he that goes into his neighbor's wife, in other words, he that has sex with his neighbor's woman, whosoever touches her shall not be innocent. So God about to show you how a woman is a piece of property. You see what I mean? When you're dealing with, basically, the thing that clicked, when you're dealing with a woman that is somebody else's, you stealing his property. You see what I mean? You stealing his property. So here go the example. So men do not despise a thief if he steal to satisfy his own soul when he is hungry. So, but if he be found, he shall restore sevenfold, 7 times. He shall give all the substance of his house. So it's saying that, okay, he comparing a man who's sleeping with another man's woman, similar to a thief. You see what I mean? But he said, don't despise a thief, for example. Let's say a dude, he hungry, so he go up in the store, he steal about $5, $10 worth of stuff, but he get caught by, security camera, they catch him, you're like, oh man, dang, man, I was hungry. So that's a thief. So in order, he said, let him, you stole $5 worth of stuff, now, you're going to have to repay 7 times that in this example. So it would be $35. You got to repay that to make it right. So you don't despise, yeah, you're a thief, but he was hungry. He ain't trying to hurt nobody. He was trying to grab some food. You see what I mean? You know what I mean? But that's him. That's that kind of thief. But here we go with the other kind of thief, the man going into his neighbor's wife. This kind of thief. Now it says, but whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacks understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. A wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. So that's telling you that, okay, let's look at it two different ways. One, first example, God's comparing a woman to a piece of property by using the example of a thief. A thief, in other words, you go and lay with your neighbor's wife, you are a thief. You are stealing his property. You are damaging his goods, even if it's willing. You know, she's willing to, it's off limits, you see what I mean? Because that's his woman, that's his property, you see. Same way a man purchased a car. If he, I'm not saying nowadays, you know, but let's say that they had a agreement that, hey, now I am your woman. Okay. That's the agreement. So now that's his property. You ain't supposed to be messing with that, basically what it's saying. That's similar to a thief going into a store, stealing some food. Be like, you be like angry with him, but don't despise him because, hey, man, he hungry. He eating so he can eat. He's stealing so he can eat. I mean, you know, it's still thievery, right? He's still a thief, but it ain't like stealing oil like Trump doing, you know what I mean? Stealing countries and killing people. You know? He just trying to get something to eat, right? Steal an apple, you know. I ain't saying this. You don't despise him for trying to, but you still got to repay, though. Even though you don't despise him, he still got to repay that. Now, when a man goes into another man's woman, he can't repay that. The only thing, what it says, for jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He ain't gonna caring about no, hey, look, bro's for hoes, man. Nah, he ain't trying to hear none of that. He his eyes is red. He's about to just black out, and he gonna try to kill that dude. And he's gonna want that blood. He might kill the bitch too, but majority of the time, if he know, see, that's why a lot of men get killed, bro, is because of some bitch in the background. Or the woman comes the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. And how many niggas is in jail or dead behind a female, bro? And behind this exact, you know, he walked in, found his woman cheating, or, you know, he get emotional. She know that he emotionally easily able to be triggered, his emotions. You know what I mean? Which is why she got with him, because he's like a toy and stuff. What do you call it? What's that movie? Baby boy. He's a baby boy, but I'm tough guy. I'm a baby boy. She can trigger his emotions real easy. And so she just playing with him. So she get this, she tired of playing with these dudes. She getting one dude to kill the other dude. That nigga in jail, the other dude dead. Now she already got a third and fourth and fifth and 20th and 100th dude ready to go to play the same death game over. You see what I mean? That's what it say. And the adulteress will hunt for a precious life. So we the precious lives, these random throwaway niggas ain't important. Reason this is kind of near and dear to me, because this is, like I told you, man, this is one pretty bitch that's got a man. Well, now she got another man, but I'm like, but her old dude, he didn't like me, but I never had nothing to do with her. I don't think I even said a word to her, ever, because I knew she was a Jezebel, good-looking black bitch, manipulator, and she had a crazy-ass husband, and this nigga didn't like me. You see me? But, so, it's stories, man. This nigga is crazy, literally. But that's the kind of women, and he's easily, what I'm talking about, easily manipulatable, emotionally stable. And she like all that chaos and drama, so she got rid of that nigga and got some new dude, braids, French fry braids. Just look like the similar to the previous nigga. But she tried to engage me in conversation and shit. You know what I mean? You know, and just do that sexual vampirism. Basically hitting on me. But see, I could see, you know, I think God delivered me from that hole, man. Because I could see how she was placed near me as a death conduit. You see, hunting for the precious life. I'm important, and these random niggas, they not important, but they, you know, they the foot soldiers and stuff. Man, so yeah, so that's an adulterous bitch. And it'd be like these women just keep going on, but the dudes just change up, like, partners on the dance floor, you know what I mean? So bottom line, man, so, a man get angry, man, because, this dude was like, oh, this is my woman. I could just see it. And if what happened, I can kind of foresee if the old dude and the new dude interact, they don't have the mental and the, self-control to walk away from the situation, because she chose niggas who don't have no self-control and emotionally trigger easily and simple. And so what they gonna do? Kill each other or something like that, because they like animals, man. Stupid emotional animals and stuff. And she like it like that. And then she could just go grab another one. And she can cry victim or whatever. And then she go grab another dude. Repeat the same thing. That's what her mom is. Same shit, man. But anyways, man, a man, when he see somebody else's woman, he get enraged, man. And that's where a woman wants. She wants the man enraged. But I'll say it like this. In this culture, she want him enraged because usually nothing really happened to her. But in the patriarchy, she'll be dead and the dude will be dead. See what I mean? So, but here they can just press buttons and play with dudes. So you got to watch it out here, brothers, man, especially with Isaiah 4 and this SHTF and stuff. They'll become more desperate, and a lot of women that might come to you be some married bitches sometimes. Out of pocket, women that's got a man, but yet still they look at you as a better option for their survival. I'm talking about when stuff hit the fan, man. So you got to weed through these bitches, man. One of the best running backs. You gotta run through these hoes like Barry Sanders, man. For y'all that know Barry Sanders, look him up. One of the best running backs I ever seen, man. Like, he was one of the best running backs, bro. Like here in Detroit, for years we didn't have no good football team, but we had Barry Sanders. Our quarterbacks was trash. Recently, yeah, we were good now, but our court for years, bro, like, it was like Lions is trash, but we got Barry Sanders. That was back in the 90s and stuff. You got to run through these bitches like Barry Sanders, man, and avoid these adulterous holes. Look at some of the moves Cuz did, man. Barry Sanders was the most agile running back ever seen. And he more so had to be because his offensive line was trash. But I think he had that talent anyways. But you got to be like Barry Sanders, stick and move. You got to be like Floyd Mayweather, man. Hit, stick and move and hit and move. You got to play defense with these hoes, man, because they the cause of men's demises primarily, bro. So you have to look at this for what it is, man. If you're going to deal with women, do some research, man. Don't just smash them hoes. Ask questions, man. And females might lie to you, though. That's true, but just at least ask the question, man. Figure out who this hoe is, and not hoe, who this woman is, because it might be some lingering dude. Most of these women have a bunch of lingering dudes who they done had sex with, or still orbiters, a whole bunch of male orbiter friends or exes that keep lingering around and still think that they are the boyfriend. You see what I mean? But she said, no, we ain't together no more, no. That's when you have a woman that have a bunch of male friends and shit, and a bunch of exes. And nah, man. You got to ask these questions. Otherwise, she ain't going to tell you, yeah, she ain't going to tell you, yeah, she got like a roster of male friends. And she ain't going to tell you that shit. So you need to know what you're dealing with when you're dealing with a whole bunch of sexually liberated women, man, who got a whole bunch of access to a whole bunch of men. This really makes it difficult to have anything serious with these women. And in these times, man, it ain't really a good idea to take any of these women seriously. And even if you take them casually, you still got to be careful with that. You got to ask these questions, man. I don't think you should take women seriously like that. Even scriptures say those that have wives, be as though you ain't got no wife. See what I mean? It ain't really time to be like, oh yeah, we're going to be together forever. If you're thinking like that, but yet you with a woman who's going to cheat on you and prone to, she has a high likelihood of leaving you. Now your world is crushed. If you actually believe that she's permanent, oh, we'll be together forever. And then what happened if she leaves? You see what I mean? You can't have your eggs all in her basket. You see what I mean? For your own self-preservation. But yeah, man, I was just thinking about that, man. A man who deals with another man's woman is stealing his property. And that's the one thief that's stealing so you can have something to eat. All right, he could repay that. You know what I mean? It's, you stole $10 worth of stuff, you got to repay 7 times that. All right, $70. That's payable. But when you steal somebody's woman, essentially by laying with somebody else's woman, how can you repay that? You already have taken away. You're a thief. You see what I mean? So I was thinking about that for a while. I said, man, dang, that's why men get so enraged and angry, because you think about it. He invested into this woman, and we got a future together, all this and that, and we got kids together. And his whole life, in his mind, he's like, this is my property, this is my peace, this is my. You like stealing his peace, bro. Man, we have our problems, but I love her. You stealing his peace. You see what I mean? You messing with his woman. You see what I mean? Like, that's why men kill, bro. Men do all kind of crazy stuff to get a woman and stuff. I gotta earn. They work a whole lot of hours to keep her happy and all this stuff. And for another dude just come along and just hit his woman up real quick, yes, I mean, and her being with it, that enrages a man. And women in this culture, they don't really care because nothing usually happened to the woman. The dude just gotta be a real man and walk away. No, that take like how do you find a real man, right? What's supposed to be done is y'all put to death. But that's a real man. But in this culture, a more conscious, self-controlled man, Superman basically, gotta walk away and just be done with us. You know what I mean? So, for the natural reaction, send her to go see Christ. So that's just something I was thinking about. And the adulterer dude. But these are the games, man. These are the things of life, man. I was just thinking about that thievery and adultery. How the adulteress is he's a thief. And so that's why men get super angry and people get deleted. Anyways, brothers, I just wanted to cover that, man. Hopefully y'all been benefited by this video. And peace.